Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man on his 8th NFL team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the Miami Dolphins, as they take on a man back for a 16th NFL season, Eli Manning, and the New York Football Giants. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Miami Dolphins. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come in mired in a brutal stretch right now. Losers of 8 straight games.
Can you imagine going 2 straight months without winning a game and still trying to hold it together? They've got to find some inspiration somewhere that can lead them to a victory.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Heading out to lead the Giants as he's done since 2004, Eli Manning. And his hold on the job somewhat precarious coming into the year, but still, look, this is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP and the franchise's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdown passes as well. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down. A lot of people thinking that this could be a good year for Sterling Shepard to step out of the shadows of Odell Beckham Jr. But a season ago, pretty good for Sterling Shepard. 66 receptions, 872 yards, and now hoping for a 1,000-yard campaign in 2019. Here's the former number 2 pick, the Pro Bowler Saquon Barkley. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And some nifty running right away as he'll get this up past the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The numbers for him from a week ago. 16 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on third down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first.
Holding offense.
That's on Kevin Zeitler, acquired in the Odell Beckham trade. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Nate Orchard. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
A first scoring update now from Carolina. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Remember, with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now under first-time head coach Brian Flores. They'll be brought out by the veteran in his 16th season now from Harvard, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, look now at our starting defense. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And Rosas puts this one through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
To throw again on second down, Fitzpatrick. A look at the starters now on the defensive side of the ball for the Giants. This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And now out come the Giants. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
Charles Harris there on the stop. That's a gain of 7.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. He's got his man. This is Tate. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And an update from our nation's capital in D.C. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. That one of the many games we'll be watching around the NFL here these final few weeks of the campaign. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action. Fitzpatrick. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
New York set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
First down. That's right, baby. They don't want it. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Manning now on 1st down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now Manning. Finds his tight end Ingram. 70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a first down. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. A first down run by Barkley unsuccessful as he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Manning turns and gives this to Gallman. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll run with Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Gallman will run it. Shreds the tackle. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
6-0 our score after 1.
Dolphins nothing.
On 2nd down, Barkley looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Manning, he shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running, it's Drake. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On play action, Fitzpatrick. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Now Drake. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Play action now. Fitzpatrick. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 36 yards on the play. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal to go. They'll throw again. Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Fitzpatrick now. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A first down carry for Barkley. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down now, Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, Manning. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for Saquon Barkley.
Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be taken down in the end zone. Fitzpatrick sacked, and that's a safety. Well, obviously, that is declined, and the result is a safety.
And what a momentum play that is, right? You never want to see a safety wiped out. You get the points, and you're going to get the ball back.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They're in the second quarter at Heinz Field. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target. And now it's second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Saquon Barkley. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Cody Latimer. Incomplete.
Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 34-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fitzpatrick caught. It's Wilson. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. Pressure comes and the Giants block it. It's picked up. Remember, the ball is live. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. As his guys are in for 6. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And it's up and good. That pushes the lead now to 15-7. So the very rare blocked punt, scooped and returned for a touchdown. What an exciting play. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And it's player spotlight time, and we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's caught out wide by Stills. There he goes right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 15-14, one-point game.
Makes the score Giants 15.
The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Faking the give to Barkley. Now Manning. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. The 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So they will go ahead and obviously decline the pass interference, and the touchdown will stand. Rosas now to add the PAT. And with that, the lead is up to 8. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Fitzpatrick. And he whips that one incomplete there. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And he finds Stills complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking to go back to Stills, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Fitzpatrick, and that'll be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. But now it'll be 3rd down. On third down, Fitzpatrick. And this is caught. It's Parker. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A 25-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Throwing on first down is Manning. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On first down, Manning. This is Shepard on the catch. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Manning now to throw. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, 2nd quarter in Nashville. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. And it's player spotlight time, and we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. On the give, this is Drake. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Miami.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Fitzpatrick now from the 50. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. First down, Dolphins.
Fitzpatrick on first down. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he's got this down to the 35. A 10-yard pickup. And it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
And a Dolphin first down.
On first down, Drake. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And Stills has got it. Touchdown, Miami. Kenny Stills with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Dolphins are going to jump back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
Fitzpatrick's pass complete to Kenny Stills. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins are...
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Now Fitzpatrick to the end zone, but it's incomplete. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
Coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one in SoCal. The Vikings and the Chargers from Dignity Health Sports Park. Coverage at 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 Pacific on EA Sports. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Manning going to hand it off to Barkley. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Now a handoff for Drake. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Golden in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Matt Hawk now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now it's Tate. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Elsewhere, second half action at Heinz Field. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. On first down, Barkley, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Well, that's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back, part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Fitzpatrick on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 43-yard line.
He completes it to Tate. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That's Will Hernandez, former 2nd rounder out of UTEP. Manning to throw on 2nd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield.
Holding.
Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he gets it complete to Latimer. 23 yards, the final tally. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now Gallman. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20.
He's got his man. This is Tate. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Here we go.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Manning's pass intended for Sterling Shepard. Incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
So it's his 3rd field goal now with the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back and forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They'll run on first down. It's Drake. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Lorenzo Carter brought him down.
Nice hit, boy.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
They'll get 3 out of the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
To throw on third down. Fitzpatrick. It's complete. Stills. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 43.
A gain of 14.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. First down, Fitzpatrick going for it all. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again, Fitzpatrick. His throw incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And that will be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll get 3 out of the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right, converted only 1 time. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw is Manning. And he's hit and taken down. Eli's sacked. Nate Orchard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
3rd and long for the Giants and Eli following the sack. Manning going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Corey Coleman. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41. 3 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
From the 41, Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That was DeAndre Baker that time who was able to break that one up. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Allen's got it complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 23 yards on the play.
First down, Miami.
Watch left, watch left.
On the delay, it's Balaj. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Right back to Drake. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Manning now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Cody Latimer, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Manning. It's brought in left side by Tate. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Manning now on 1st down.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles Harris able to record his 5th sack of the season. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. Manning now on 3rd and goal. Tate bringing it in for the Giant touchdown. Golden Tate, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are once again going to retake the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Rosas good with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a draw play with Drake. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Dolphins.
Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
That's to his running back, complete.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem for me.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Caught right side, Tate. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Riley Dixon now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? Returnable for Grant. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He'll look to throw, and he hits Drake. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Back to throw.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got one timeout left. Want to save it.
The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Dolphins 36.
5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Dolphins 43.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Manning will try again on 2nd down. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
And 10 yards to go.
Manning to Barkley on the draw play. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Dolphins, it's just their 3rd win on the campaign as they move to 3-11 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the rough season continues as they've plunged to 1-13. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.